was very
That's
sad.
the main. I should have done the announcements. Okay, here we are. Hello, everybody. Hope you're having a good night tonight. I'm hearing myself in my ear, and I don't know why, and it's driving me crazy. Let's see if I can fix this real quick, because this is going to drive me. Nope, it's not there. Okay, well, I don't know. Anyways, so hope you are having a good night tonight. We are Trials of Imagination. We are playing through the campaign Curse of Strahd. We're a bunch of friends that just get together and like to play Dungeons and Dragons. If it is your first time here, welcome. Hope you have a good night and enjoy some nerdom like the rest of us will. You might notice as the night goes on that we do not really interact with chat verbally. This is really throwing me off. I'm hearing myself in like a five millisecond delay in my right ear, and I don't know how to stop it. I'm going to take that off momentarily, so I'm not going to be able to hear anybody. So
do you have the
they don't
stream
talk poorly about me. Anyways, so we
Hey
do not
guys,
interact
2
with
bit
chat
left. We can talk about
verbally
it.
all that much. It's just because we're on a time constraint, and we want to get as much material covered as we possibly can and be fair to that and not get too distracted. So we do not interact with chat verbally. However, we do all interact with all of you lovely folks right there within chat itself. So do not feel left out or that it is a mistreatment of any of you if we do not talk to you verbally. It's just we're trying to get through all the content we can in a short amount of time, but we will try to talk to you as much as we can there. Make sure chat isn't saying that they can't hear me. I think we're good. I don't know. I'm just going to keep going and hope that's for the best. So we don't really have a whole lot of announcements to cover tonight. We're going to keep on rocking through the Curse of Strahd campaign. If you are not familiar with it, it is a gothic horror type of campaign that if you've never heard of it, I would just suggest looking it up. It's a really good campaign. It's very unique. It's very well renowned. It's been around for quite some time now. And we're doing a modified homebrew version of it. I've kind of morphed it to be different than just the by the book version. So it is a little different. So if you're new to Curse of Strahd, this could be fun for you. And if you have been there before, it could still be fun for you because it's very different. So that's all I can think of to announce. Let me put these back on and check to see, did anyone else have any announcements that I missed?
No.
No? Cool. Okay, so, well, without further ado, we're going to go ahead and transition to the intro video and then get into the recap of last week's episode and then dive straight into episode 13 tonight. So step back, relax, and we'll see you in a bit. And we're back. Zhao coming in with the blur zoom. Nice transition there. I'm hearing myself.
Here's my social
100%
insurance
intentional.
number.
I'm hearing myself in like an echo, so hopefully no one else is, but we'll get to that whenever we have to, I suppose. So anyway, last week on Trials of Imagination, our adventures continued to kind of explore and converse with each other in Ismark's home, and a lot of expositional conversation was had. The characters got to meet Ismark a little more. They got to meet Irina. They got to have some fun and then some seriousness, and then kind of just a mix of everything going on as we got to experience some of exposition and Mark and his backstory with a dream sequence. We got to sit down at a table and have a discussion of a variety of different topics. That was kind of almost the episode of, hey, here is someone who is from this place. Ask all your questions now and see what you have to have answered. And a lot of things were brought up, and there's a lot of good information that if you haven't already seen the episode, I would suggest you go back and watch it sometime, because there was a lot of good questions and answers that got brought up there. So the last thing that happened in the episode was the majority of the group, minus 2 members, which was Mark and Millard, who were upstairs, were down at a table all together, including the 2 owners of the home, and were having a conversation when suddenly a knock happened at the door. And then a cloud of smoke, or even mist, if you will, kind of came through and began to form in the shape of a person. And it formed into this being that was the hooded figure that they ran into at the very beginning of episode, or the very end of episode 1 and the beginning of episode 2. That is none other than Strahd himself has arrived. And the last thing that we heard was, good evening, we have much to discuss. And then we ended the episode, and that is where we left off last episode, but more importantly, where we pick up this episode. Now, to all the players, if you don't already, I suggest having Roll20 pulled up and ready, because we will likely need it tonight. So just throwing that out there.
It's a very subtle threat.
Yep.
Super subtle.
Well,
I avoid combat at all costs, so yeah.
It's not necessarily a combat thing. It's just more of
I avoid moving my feet at all costs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see. I really wish I knew how to get rid of this dang voice thing. It is going to drive me crazy. And I don't know how to fix it.
Crazy. I just can't sleep.
It's only out on
Crazy
one
for
side. Like
feeling
it's,
so
I don't
lonely.
I don't know what it is. It's
It
ridiculous.
hates you.
You're just misrouting audio somewhere.
Somewhere.
Yep.
But I, for the life of me, do not know where that is occurring. So I'm
Okay.
just going to keep this ear off for the rest of the time, because it is going to
Mute
drive me
everything one by one.
bonkers. Yep. Basically, I'm just going to have to give up a situation. It's like, all right, you guys talk while I play with settings and try to figure things out.
Were you working on any multi-channel layering this week?
No. None. Anyway, so the last
Can I
thing
play now?
the last thing that happened was that Strahd entered the room, said, "Good evening, we have much to discuss," and left it there. Now, he has fully formed back into his physical form, so he's no longer smoke. It is just back to normal. And he is not at the table where you guys are. Instead, he's over in this little living room section. It's in the same room, and you're going to see it here when I pull up the map, that he has chosen to take a seat in a little dining area in the chair. So he's in the same room as you, sitting down, but just kind of looking towards all of you, sitting but not at the same table. And I'm going to go ahead and give the players access to what they're going to see. You will not be able to control your characters, so that's normal.
Okay.
Don't worry about that. This is just for a visual. And
If you
for-
see blood, it's natural.
Nope. For Mark and
I've
Millard,
heard that before.
for Mark and Millard, I just put your characters to the side because you guys were actually upstairs, so it was just easier to put your tokens there than having to worry about it.
See, I imagine this house with only one staircase, but now I know there's two.
There are two. Who's there?
Multiple.
It's a fancy house.
So let me.
A house you might want to steal from, you said.
Sir, who are you?
Where am I sitting?
You are still upstairs.
Oh, yeah.
You just went on.
So let's see. Real
Also,
quick.
they said your audio seems a lot lower than normal.
Yeah, I see that, but I don't know what to do about that. I mean, I guess I can turn it up. What am I to do?
And how shall we entertain you while our DM is figuring out technical difficulties?
I mean, I quickly just...
Guys, you want to see the
Sing more Britney
Oreos I got
Spears.
today? Look, there's a Pikachu on it.
Oh boy. What will we do with this?
It's a Pikachu, guys.
Let's see.
Pika.
And this one's a Squirtle.
Squirtle. Squirtle, Squirtle.
Okay, that one you can't really see as well. Oh, you kind of can. I ate the other one.
So, not sure if that
Nice
fixed it.
crumbs.
Hopefully it did. If not, I can always
No.
turn the volume up even more. Is it low for you guys?
I don't hear any music.
I don't
not,
hear
not music. There
either.
is no music. I'm talking about my voice.
Oh, that sounds normal.
You called it
But
music?
I'll deal with it.
Yeah, there is no music at the moment. Anyways, so yay technical difficulties. So Ayla has
Woohoo.
directed Strahd and asked him, who is he?
Politely.
He's just kind of...
I called him sir.
Yep, and he is sitting back, by the way. So he's very relaxed.
He's a chill guy.
He's made himself at home, relaxed, just kind of sitting back and
That did not look like Strahd.
turn towards all of you.
The end.
This is your first time you've seen him with his hood off. So what
No,
do you
I
mean?
have a book that says otherwise.
How many times have we said that we're not going exactly by the book?
Have you seen the book?
Yeah.
He's a lot hotter in the book.
Well,
Hey, it looks like a lot like me.
yeah, you try to make a character look hot in Hero Forge and then come back and talk to me then.
It is not doable.
Yeah. So don't come at me with that one. So anyways, he's going to kind of just look at Ayla with a serious face. As I've said before, my name is Strahd von Zirovich. I believe you were a little bit out of it last time we encountered each other. So it seems sensible that you do not remember.
So you're the one that everyone is talking about then. No, I do not
Perhaps.
remember meeting you. I am so sorry. And yes, I was very out of it. Still slightly am, but that's beside the point.
The Zhao and Ayla, who are right next to Ismark with Irina behind them, can, without even really having to look hard, tell them they are expressionless and about as white as a sheet right now. So they are obviously terrified of what's happening right now. And you begin to hear weather outside. We'll say thunder. So, how are all of you enjoying Barovia thus far?
I mean, we were attacked a couple times, but we survived.
It does keep trying to kill us.
Yes, sadly these lands are very unforgiving. There are really none who are free of that fact. There are two more of your members upstairs, are there not? Well, don't everyone speak up at once.
Sorry, I was chewing. Yes, there are people upstairs.
Bless you for not spitting your food in my direction.
Oh, I would never, sir.
There's no need to speak on formalities here. You may simply address me as Strahd and nothing else.
Well, thank you, Strahd. By the way, you introduced yourself to us. I assume you know who I am.
I know all in Barovia, Miss
I
Ayla.
think he wants us to call him Strahd himself. Hi, Strahd himself.
That seems fitting, Mr. Nadar.
No, Dad just goes back to eating.
And to continue the count, we have Mr. Zyle, Miss Elbreth, and that leaves Mark and Millard, if I remember correctly, upstairs. Perhaps we should continue this conversation once all of them are down. He's going to look up. Mark and Millard, I need both of you to roll. Let's see what this is specifically. Make sure I give it the right thing. Wisdom saving throw.
I'm asleep. Do I have disadvantage?
Yes.
Oh.
Mark, I can't remember. Did you go back to sleep or not? I don't remember if he did. Liam, you're muted in case you didn't know.
I did go back to sleep, but I just rolled a 2.
Not much point in rolling again.
Could be worse.
It could be worse.
That's true.
What do we get if he rolls a 1?
I got an 8.
Okay. So he is going to, at what seems like for everyone downstairs, at a perfectly normal voice, just look up and say, Mr. Mark and Mr. Millard, if you don't mind, would you join the rest of the group downstairs, please? And both of you are going to be compelled to follow that instruction, even though you barely hear it. This internally, you feel some form of instruction to go downstairs and join the group.
Wait, Mark, you think we should probably go join the others?
I'm just groggily waking up. Okay. Yeah, I think so.
We walk downstairs.
Mm-hmm. And I guess it's worth noting, just in case of how you guys would roleplay this scenario, neither of you, for a little bit, can really be overly hostile towards Strahd.
Okay.
So, we'll pull in Millard. Where would you like to sit at the table?
I'll stand as I enter the room.
Okay. Any particular position so I can put your token there? Right there? Okay. Mark, what about you?
Where's the staircase?
I mean, you guys wouldn't have there's you're passing through a room before you get here, so you're not really by the staircase.
Just put me in the en route. I don't really want to sit down right away.
Okay. I'll put you and Miller next to each other.
Yeah.
So you will kind of pause because you're going to see this new person in the room, and you both can recognize him because, I mean, you guys did encounter him. He's in the exact same attire. The only difference is he doesn't have his hood up. So you know who it is, and you know who Ismark has claimed this is. And that
Wait,
is...
look. It's the fella that helped us out. How you doing, mate?
Well, I'm immortal, so I suppose good.
Oh, you know, you can have your good days and your bad days.
They kind of blend at this point.
Hi, Strahd.
Oh, just to note, really appreciate the help back there with whatever it was that you helped us with.
It was very loud. I didn't want any part of that.
You are correct. You did not. So, no doubt at this point, whether via the mouth of the two individuals that are the lovely caretakers of this home, or some of the other people of this land, you have likely heard things about me that are, let's say, not nice or foul, even. And make no mistake, I'm not here to try to argue the point. I'm not a spotless lamb, quite far from it, and I have made many mistakes over my years. It tends to happen when you have been alive as long as I have. But I am here to make sure you understand that I am no devil.
Well, that's fair.
Yeah.
So we've all had our mistakes in the past.
Smart
Is
man.
it true that you are the one who brought us here then?
In a technical sense, I suppose. There are many forces that were intertwined together to make your appearance in these lands. I am merely a piece of the puzzle.
Was it your man who kidnapped my brother in the first place?
That answer would be no. Hence why he... Well, perhaps you do not remember what happened to him, but he is no longer among us.
Do you know what happened to my city?
Make a persuasion check.
Ten.
I do not know the true fate of your town, unfortunately, Miss Ayla. I know the last thing that you saw was it apparently engulfed in flame.
She winces.
Do you know what happened? You know where we are from?
I know many, many things, Mark. I know that there are webs that bound all of you together. Which is the
I rolled a
reason
13 on an insight check.
for...
Strahd, see how sus he is.
It'd be a little more
I just-
specific.
Nadar just doesn't trust him. And I want to know if... I kind of just want to know if there is... Nadar can figure out if that's a worthy distrust.
At a 13, you have zero reason to distrust him.
Okay. But Nadar still does, though. Just... because he's like, this guy just randomly appeared in here.
Mhm.
I don't like that. I'm just gonna keep eating.
Mhm.
Wait. Sir Strahd. Oh, I know you helped us before. Maybe you can help my friends and I with a quandary. We're wondering if there's a way we might leave your lands.
You see, that is the trick. You're not exactly on the same plane of existence anymore. And it's not so simple to simply go hopping between planes. It's in fact a very complicated business. One that if you're not careful, you would likely not care for the result.
I turn to Elbereth and I mouth the words, I know I was right. I read it in a book.
But it is not impossible to do such. There are certain powers that exist here that might try to interfere with your departure, however.
What are you doing here?
I'm here to talk to all of you.
Alright.
I wanted to do that on our last visit, but we had a certain occurrence interrupt us.
Okay.
Well,
We
you
did.
might as well have out with it, mate. We're all ears here. Millard says as he smiles.
Well,
Mm,
I do not know about these two, though. I think they may have fainted with their eyes open.
Wait, you guys didn't let them in? You didn't let this man in? I thought he was a guest.
Nadar shakes his head as he continues stuffing food in his mouth.
No,
Oh,
he
he
just
just
appeared.
Oh, that's a mighty fine trick.
mm.
I'd love you to teach me that sometime if you're feeling up to it.
Not likely. But it is.
Yeah, keep
No.
your secrets. That's fair.
Mm. No offense, it is likely not something that can be learned. But I digress. As these two individuals seem to keep staring at me blankly, I suppose I'll just continue conversing with the rest of the room. Because Ismark and Irina, they're kind of at a loss for words at the moment. So they're kind of just stuck in their spots. I have brought all of you here, as well as other powers for different purposes, but there is a web of connection that binds all of you together. I don't know if any of you have stopped to consider it or have already noticed it.
The weave?
What do you say?
The weave.
The weave?
Yeah, the weave. The weave is that what you're talking about? The weave is how magic works for wizards.
No, I'm speaking more metaphorically.
You mean like the red string thing that some cultures believe in, right?
I will give you more direct examples.
Oop.
Our friend Mr. Zyle here, a fairly long life for his race at this point, surrounded by endless amounts of loss and constantly recurring, and more emotionally as opposed to physically, an estranged brother. We take our Miss Ayla here.
Nadar's looking around for spiders.
I was wondering when spiders was going to come up with this.
So where are the spiders?
Spiders.
He ignores you. He's looking at Ayla.
I kick him under the table.
Or Miss
His legs
Ayla,
aren't reaching the floor.
the death of a parent. And in your arms, no less. Quite a heavy loss. Miss Elbreth here. Loss of many things, including your own life. your brother's life. And the loss of pretty much your entire world crumbling down beneath you. Yet here you are. Nadar, a literal catalyst for the destruction of the city of Kaldur. And thusly the loss of your entire family. A very great loss.
Now Nadar's gonna stand up angry. He's gonna push himself back from the table. Stand up like, "What did you say?"
He does not respond and just turns and keeps going down the line. Mark. Tragically had your family taken right before your eyes, but not put a time to react to do anything about it. A very heavy loss, and especially for it to be salvageable potentially if you were able to find them. And then there's Millard. Darkness surrounds you like a plague. Yet I don't know if you know this. The same darkness was prevalent many years ago, and unfortunately, your brother was not lucky enough to have the same fate as you. So here you stand. Loss, tragedy, and darkness. Very extreme versions of it at that. All of you. Yet, friendship and hope remains. So I say again, webs connecting all of you together. Now, there was supposed to be a seventh here, but unfortunately, your friend Idris did not make the trip. I am very sad that this is the result. And my condolences to the loss of your friend.
I really wanted to question that guy, but I'm assuming it was you that rendered that impossible.
And
The one who killed Idris, that is.
Indeed. You see, it took a great deal of effort to get all of you here. And when someone decides that they would take it upon themselves to remove one of you from my equation, well, something had to be done about it.
Are you saying that that man used my brother as bait to get us here?
I believe so, yes.
And he was not supposed to hurt my brother? Or he just happened to hurt Idris?
No offense to your family or your brother specifically, but there were no parameters set in place for any of them, so he was not supposed to harm any of you, to my understanding. But again, that individual did not work directly for me.
That cannot be true. Because he said we needed to give him a life, either ours or his.
And why does this make it not true?
Well, if you did not want us hurt.
Oh, yeah, Hila. He's saying he didn't send the bloke.
But
So,
he knows why the bloke was there. He said that the bloke messed up his plans for us, and he wanted us. So how did he not send the bloke there?
obviously,
Someone else send it.
Strahd here wanted us here, but that doesn't mean he sent that man to get us here. Remember, we don't know what got us here.
What your friend said is true.
Just because he wanted us here doesn't mean that fella had anything to do with getting us here. He just, take a pause, happened to kill Idris.
I'm having a hard time trusting your words here, Strahd.
This guy's, he's only ever helped us out. I know a lot of the folks we've met with, right, they've talked not so good about him, but maybe they just got the wrong idea.
Then who did bring us here?
And why?
Yeah, who are the other powers at play?
Hmm. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. That is a complicated question. Again, as I've said, I am part of the puzzle there. But there are more parts than just me. And as I've stated, which I will state again for hopefully your benefit, I did not send the individual that kidnapped your brother or took the life of Idris. That was a puppet of one of the other pieces.
Now, you did say, to put my friends at ease, you did say that we were part of some equation, that you did have kind of a plan for us. Now, we're good folks. We're happy to help. But what do you need from us?
He's going to kind of just twiddle his fingers for a little bit. Strength. There is a war coming. And there's going to be two sides. Those who are on my side, and those who will not survive. And make no mistake, that is not a threat at the opposition. It's quite opposite. It is to say that those who do not join will not be able to survive the opposition. And I know you will not particularly care for this next part, but you are not mentally prepared to fully understand the ramifications of what I am speaking of at the moment. But I wanted to honor your question with at least some answer.
Oh, this war that you're speaking of, is that why you brought others here? Because as we have been told, people have been mysteriously appearing for centuries.
Indeed. I've been trying to accumulate others who showcase certain qualities and are strong. But the lands of Barovia are unrelenting. And I do not ever attempt to interfere or dictate what the lands can and will not do. So, one by one, many adventurers have come, many have fallen.
Okay. So who will this war be against?
I already said this, but I'll say it again. You are not ready for that information.
Oh.
And I don't mean that in a symbolic sense. I mean that quite literally. That I don't believe your minds have processed this land well enough to be able to comprehend the information that it would bring.
That's not your call.
Strahd, I have a question.
But it is.
I mean, I have several questions, but it seems we cannot agree upon how long we have actually been here. Could you perhaps fill us in?
He kind of leans forward and takes a glance at you and then at the rest of you quickly. You all have experienced time fragmentation and dilation. Likely you went into that accursed house, no?
The children seemed to think they needed our help, which obviously they did not, the little liars.
Children outside house?
Mm-hmm.
That was not children.
Ghost children?
In sense, that house is very old and cursed. That was a literal manifestation of the house itself luring you into it. Which
'Cause we
seemed to
met
do its
them
job
inside
quite
of-
well.
We also met them inside of the house. And the blob.
Once inside, I cannot speak for that, but you likely met the actual children themselves that once resided there.
Okay.
So two things can be true at the same time. You experienced a fake apparition of the children outside, and the real apparition inside. Nonetheless, your answer to your question is a little complicated. Your physical bodies have been here for roughly 2, maybe approaching 3 days. But for everyone else here, about 3 months.
Interesting.
Time dial what now?
Tongue dilation.
What? What?
Distortion.
It's hard to explain. I'll talk with you later about it.
Explain it like I'm dumber.
I'll talk to you later about it.
Take the foods you have on your plate. Grab a utensil, swirl them clockwise, then counterclockwise. Before it was time
This is a waste
and
of time.
made
He won't
sense.
understand it. If it's hard enough for Mark to understand, I don't think the rest of us are going to be able to get it. All we know is we've been here for 2 to 3 days.
But it's been 3 months.
Some sort of magic, whatever.
Time has passed. We've wait. I got it. We perceived 3 days, but it's been 3 months. Da?
Not exactly. It's actually been 3 days for us.
Right, like we perceive
No,
been through
not
3 days.
perceived. Not perceived.
Okay, that is the wrong
It's,
world. We've been
Similar
through,
dum-dum.
we've had a couple nights sleep where it has really been a couple moons sleep. Da?
Yeah.
I think maybe we're getting off track. I'm not sure if this is entirely important right now.
Okay, Strahd, I am so sorry. We are taking up so much of your time, and I'm sure you have better things to do than to worry about our silly questions. Was there anything else that you needed to talk to us about? You came in here saying that there was a lot to talk about, and I hate to keep you off track with our silly questions.
I'm a man of patience. I've been around for a long time, and will continue to be around for a long time. As such, I've learned not to be in too much of a rush for certain things, so at some point in time, you all are going to have to decide amongst yourselves where you stand in this fight whenever it occurs. I do not ask you to make this decision now. I do not think it wise to make this decision now. You need to be here long enough to have your wit about you and know where you stand. But when the time is right, and you have made your decision one way or the other, you may come visit me at my castle.
Fancy.
And you need not seek it out. Simply state the fact that you have a decision and wish to meet, and the castle will find its way to you.
No clicking heels 3 times.
Clicking heels 3 times. What's
This
that
isn't
about?
no fairy tale, Halo. What are teaching us monasteries?
I thought we would just have to yell his name, Lidar says as he points to Strahd.
Well, how would that work if we're just talking about it, and then we just say his name and boom, we're there? That ain't gonna work here.
He's going to kind of like dial in on Easemark now and just kind of like stare him down. Easemark is still looking a little pale. I will take no more of your time. I know that your host here, although speechless, has some things to do and a family member to bury, and I wish to respect that. So,
By any chance, you couldn't help by keeping wolves away while we do that process?
alas, the answer is no.
No.
I do not rule Barovia as a tyranny. I let it flow like water. It will do what it will.
You can't even just put a boulder in that river just to divert it a little bit?
Perhaps the first answer was not straightforward enough. No.
Okay. Thank you for answering our question, Strahd. Would you like some food or wine before you leave? I'm sorry, I did not offer. Not my house, but as they are still in shock, I might as well offer.
There is no food or drink here you would willingly offer that would satiate me.
Well, I am sorry. Then,
To all of you, you've experienced a great deal of pain and suffering in your lives. I would like to let you know that I can relate. Perhaps not in the same way as each of you, but I've been alive for a long time. And one of the many curses of immortality is not only is your physical body stuck being around, so is your suffering.
I've got a question for you, Strahd. Do you know if my family is in Barovia?
Make a persuasion check.
Alright. Uh, 14.
Okay. He's just going to look at you and
14 plus 1.
I'd tell you the answer, but I believe you already know what it is. You know where your family is.
I step forward a little bit. If it's not too much trouble, I would plead with you to let my friend Mark know if you do have any leads for us on his family.
Make a persuasion check.
Yeah. 20.
Oh no, that's a 1. Plus 6. So it's a 7.
Man, if it wasn't a plus 6, I was gonna.
Persuasion. I have expertise in persuasion.
Yeah.
That's my thing.
He's not gonna like deny like the response. He's just gonna. Apologies, but I do not have any leads.
Okay.
No, I'm gonna step back to where I was.
Do you know anything about? I mean, you obviously knew about us, but do you know a lot about the world we came from?
As DM talking, that's a very open question. Like, what are you trying to get at specifically?
Is he able to like perceive a whole lot more about us than just like when he gained interest in us?
Make a persuasion check.
Answer.
Can't be worse than mine.
20.
A nat 20 or dirty 20?
Dirty.
30. Okay. I've been alive for a long time. As such, I've had more time to study, to research, to learn many, many things, including all of you and your lives and many things about you, so I do not know what specifically you are asking, but the answer is yes, I know many things of where you are from.
And do you know my father died in my arms?
I said this earlier, yes.
And you know how he died?
Indeed.
And you know who did it?
Persuasion check.
I'm gonna be so mad if that one. You are going into dice jail if you don't help me out here. 20!
Dirty?
No!
Nat 20.
So 21 total. That's how we roll.
Pump it up.
Can I get a hype train?
I feel like you're still gonna hate this answer though.
I hate this answer, y'all.
Be like,
So excited
yeah, he
I rolled a
doesn't-
20.
No.
I'm wasting my good rolls here for nothing.
Yep.
Nah, bro, no idea.
Good job. Yeah, that's sorry. Good job. You stayed out of dice jail. The dice was terrible.
Parappa.
To answer your question, in a sense, yes. But much like some of the other things that we have brought up tonight, I don't believe you are actually prepared for that information. I think you need to find
Are you
that.
saying that as I perceive Barovia and the same as once we are ready for understanding this war you talk about, I will be ready to understand who killed my father?
No, I'm saying there are some things in life that the individual is better off coming to the conclusion on their own and not learning from the mouth of another.
Could you at least point me in the right direction then?
Since you rolled a natural 20, I would say the key to solving that part of your life may be made easier if you were to include Zyle in the equation.
What do you mean?
I will say no more. Now, do any of you have any other pressing questions? As I said, a man who is still staring at me does need to bury his father, so I will not stay here much longer.
I'm good.
Thank you for your help and information, Strahd. I'm sure we will meet again.
I hope so. And hopefully it is on good terms. Because make no mistake, if the choice you make down the road is to be on the opposition, then the next time we'll meet will not be as pleasant. It is nothing personal. It is just survival. You understand this, yes?
I understand
Yeah.
it, but I don't understand what's going on. You won't tell us anything about the opposition. So how are we supposed to decide which side we're on? But I know, you want us to understand Barovia a bit better before we understand the war. So I will leave it at that.
If you have any hope of keeping your sanity, it is best that it be discovered that way.
Right.
Physical degradation is not the only thing to worry about in Barovia. He just taps his forehead, and as he's doing that, he kind of starts to become misty, and then fades away.
I stand up and go over to either Arena.
Okay.
I'll walk over to Ismark.
Nadar
Are
goes
you
back
okay?
to the couch.
I'll
go
sit
to
down
Nova.
next to Zyle.
Just like
We all
everybody-
move.
Everybody move!
I'll go sit with
That's
Noah and
nice.
Kyle.
I don't
Yeah.
touch her because I know she'll throw me against a wall, but I just very calmly say, breathe,
Are you okay, Ismark?
breathe.
Ismark just kind of, not even looking, just reaches for the nearest chair because he had actually stood up during all this, and then finds it and just sits down while staring straight. Irina is like, she's in a stare, but she just looks more pissed and is clenching her fists very tightly.
Are Mark and I still positive towards
That
Strahd?
that
Well, we
effect
can't
is
exactly attack him.
right, but that effect is no longer in play.
A strange fella, that one. Do you feel, Zaya, like we're any more clarity about this place?
None whatsoever.
That's kind of how I feel too.
He
The
just
whole
continued
conversation.
talking riddles.
Yeah. But he did seem to know a lot about us. I mean, he got me dead wrong, but
I believe that.
I don't know all this mumbo jumbo is about darkness.
Ismark, are you okay?
Yeah, I
He's
take
kinda-
it he doesn't visit you often, Ismark.
He takes a deep breath. Just... Okay. Nope. He just kind of continues trying to breathe. How in this world did all of you just talk to the devil so haphazardly?
Well, I
like,
warned you about
turned my
Ayla.
head.
He casted
I
a
just turned my
spell.
head and said, I had no other choice. It was that or some. Wait for Nadar to say something overly stupid. Might as well be me saying something stupid.
I mean,
He
he
cast
seemed like a
super
nice
spell
enough
on me.
fella.
I turn back to Arena, seeing she's still pissed, and say, would you like to go out back spar? I would love to spar, honestly. My body is stressed out enough and I am pissed as well. Spar? Da?
She's kind of just like looks straight, doesn't make eye contact. You mental? It is nightfall.
Okay. Open room? Is there an open bedroom to spar or just punch something? I have a lot of pent up emotion right now. I was calm. I tried to stay calm, but I am very pissed. And I can see you are pissed as well. Is there like a big pillow we can both punch at? Huh?
As tempting as this sounds, nighttime is no time to bring any form of noise or attraction that you do not have to.
Fine. Do you like to meditate? That is the other way, not as fun, but we can do that.
Again, as our conversation earlier this evening, I thank you for offer, but between my father's passing and now this, I would prefer to do that alone.
Da. Okay.
Nothing personal.
No, I understand. It's more, I don't feel like being alone. But that is a me problem. So
Well,
I will get Elbert to do it.
thankfully, you seem to have 5 other comrades here that can at least attempt to aid in that situation.
Yes, but they also do not understand the whole loss of a father. But I understand your situation. You
On
desire to be
hearing-
alone in your time of suffering. You want your space. That is fine. I just want to make sure, because this was heavy tonight. I can see that on your face. I just want to make sure you're all right.
On hearing Ayla bring up, no one else here knows what it feels like to lose a father, Nadar glares at her. He's like, I lost everything. You can't say crap. Storms off and punches a wall. He's gotta find
Miller-
something.
Miller
What
turns
was it
around.
up-
Nada's right. At least you're a royal. At least you had something in life before you lost everything.
I do not claim that title.
Just because you don't claim it doesn't mean you don't have it, Missy.
No
Okay.
royal back home treats me as such. And I do not wish to have that title, nor does anyone act like I have that title.
Ismark is rubbing his head, and he's like, "Wait, stop. This is exactly what he does. It's hard to explain, it's hard to make clear, but he finds a way to tear group from within. Do not attack each other. It is all you have. It is the best defense you have against everything because no one else has it.
Oh, believe me, they have attacked me physically without words before. It will be fine, but I guess this new knowledge of me having some royal title is painful for some.
Well, okay.
Maybe everyone should just go for some rest.
That perhaps would not be a bad idea. So,
Duh. I already have a room. I will go now.
I know you two were not down here earlier, so I do not want to put this on any of you, but the rest of your group has kindly offered to help me and sister bury my father.
I turned to Ale again. Oh, we did we? And I guess
Yeah.
that sounds alright.
Yeah, that's fine.
We're here, aren't we? They gave us hospitality. I don't understand why we can't help them. It's not like we have much else to do in Barovia. Apparently, the whole purpose of us being here is to understand it. What better way of understanding it than being with the people of it?
I didn't say anything. I said I'd be happy to help.
Uh-huh. And that tone behind your words meant nothing.
All I'm saying, I guess I'm saying now, I thought you wanted to get out of here. And now
Of
we
course
just...
I want to get out of here. But did you not hear what Strahd said? It is almost impossible to get out. And I'm sure he is going to do everything within his power to stop us from getting out until we have accomplished the mission in which he brought us here for. So one, we either figure out a way to get back home behind his back, or we work with him. So
Well,
until we figure
I've
out
only
one
seen the
or
guy
both
help
of
us.
those ways, we might as well understand where we are.
I've only seen a guy help us. I don't know why we need to go behind his back. I
Well,
kind of
what-
shoot Ismark a look.
He's only helped us in one way. Well, okay, he told us where the town is, so there's that too.
I would say 3 ways at least, Mark.
3 ways?
Yeah, he took out that fella. He killed the fella who was threatening us, and the one that killed Ismark.
Oh, yes.
No, Ismark.
The one who killed
Idris.
Idris. They both start with the same letters.
Yeah. True.
So, Mark, sorry I couldn't convince him to tell us about your family.
Oh well.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll become more trusting in a bit. We'll figure it out.
Elberth, you feel a vibration and see like a pulsating light from your hip.
Pull it up. Is it the stone? Or the marble? Or
Mm-mm.
okay.
It's the Idris ball.
Okay, that's what I mean. So it's a marble. Okay, you just ball.
Yep.
You
I thought you were talking
marble
about. I thought you were talking
ball.
about your pendant or charm.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Nope. So it if Elbreth takes it out, it's going to start doing its thing to where winds up, and then hologram of Idris's, which she's holding it. So wherever she's holding it, there's the hologram starting from there, standing up. Which at that point, Ismark just
Put him on the table.
Put them on the ground.
No, on the
That
table.
is my cue to go to bed. I will ask many questions in morning. Oh my. And he just gets up and walks off. And
I
so
look
does
at
Irina.
Irina and I say you should go to bed as well.
It's just a hologram. It's okay.
He's just walking
do
off.
Not,
He's
do
just
not
like,
try to explain.
that does
it to
not
them.
help. I
This
don't
is
know
all
what that is.
new. Yeah, Mark, just do not even try to explain any of our abilities and gadgets to them. If they don't know what it is, just leave it.
So those two are going to leave the room. So where now it's nothing but just you guys in here. And
Nadar leaves the hall as well. Like, he's not following them, he's just not wanting to be in the same room.
okay. I'll put you here in case I need to move you, but for negotiation's sake, we'll say you have gone outside of earshot of any conversation.
Yeah.
Idris just, the hologram just holds in. Hello. Nice to
Idris,
see you. Nice to see all of you again.
Nice to see you too.
He just holds out his thumb. I detected elevated patterns of many different emotions in a very, very strange signal that was in the room, but then suddenly not in room.
I go and sit over by Elbreth.
Yeah.
I guess we were running a little hot.
And I also I take a swig of wine and then just drop my head on the table. I'm listening. I'm just tired.
He like looks down because you're very, very low, and like the hologram just leans down and like he can't physically touch you, but he's doing the there.
So, Aegis, what are you, or Aegis number 2? What do you have to do for us today? What can we help you with?
Good question, old Millard. I detected odd levels, as I stated, so I chose to make myself appear, as you have not used it in a while, so I figured I would do it on your account, in case danger was present. But you seem to be physically fine.
Yes, we are physically fine, but we just went through mental. I don't even know. Is there more wine? I look up.
Yeah, there's plenty of wine on the table.
No, I'm waiting for one.
Is there any food?
Can Albert pass me that cup? It's full.
Is there any food?
Yes, there's a bunch of food on the table.
And I'm
Alright.
mumbling to myself. Now I'm sounding like Nadar. Good thing I can't get drunk easily like the loony.
Pass her, like, 2 cups.
Thank you. I very much appreciate this. I down one and put my head back on the table.
Well, is there anything that I can do for any of you?
I don't think so.
Well, honestly, we don't really know what you can do. Like in general.
That is fair. Although I suppose it is worth noting you can always ask. In worst case, the answer is no.
What was the question I missed?
If there's anything that
Good question,
you
Ayla.
can do for us.
Whispering
I
under
was
the
not
table.
talking as Ayla. I was just talking as SJ, who totally missed the question.
Ayla, who was totally
He can do
whispering under
anything.
the table.
If he
I
can do
wasn't
anything
under
for
the
us.
table.
Yep.
Can you tell
I
us
mean-
anything about that energy you sensed that wasn't us?
Not as much as I would like, other than that it was very unsettling. And hard to read, which by the charts programmed in this thing would have to mean whatever it was is either incredibly old or somehow uncharted.
Well, he did say he was immortal, so there you go.
Yep.
He's also very crafty. Not 5 minutes, and he's already sown the seeds of doubt among everyone here. He knows how to break a force.
Ah, you meant in that sense. I thought you meant he was going to be able to fashion a better table than what you are sitting at now. I now
Come on,
see.
Idris. You and your robotic brain of yours. You've been around us enough to know what we
His
are
jokes are
talking
still terrible.
about. Always. That we can at least agree on. I am only... At this point, Ayla is just slightly tipsy because she can't
course.
actually get drunk. So it's just like tipsy is as close as she will get. And that was the height of it.
He's
I'll drink to that. So Idris can't not telling jokes.
I sit up, cheer, chug the other one, and drop my head
just-
again.
holds a thumb out. I cannot drink.
Yep.
We know you can't, buddy.
Even when you were alive, you could not drink.
But especially now, because my physical body does not exist.
But at least your non-physical mind is with us. Da.
That is not technically correct, but I will accept the reasoning giving that your neurological synapses read that you are slightly off kilter at the moment.
Only partially. I am fine. It is good. Very good. Not the best wine I've ever had, but it's fine.
Also, don't know what to take that at face value or not, so I will just give another thumbs up.
Oh, Idris, I got one question.
Yeah.
Do you have some sort of sense about you, right? Like you can know about things in the area. I don't know exactly how it works.
Some
What
things.
can you tell us about the other folks who are living here?
Can you be more specific?
Yeah, I can be more specific. I don't rightly trust the fella.
The man named. Pardon me. The man
By-
named Diesmark?
Yeah, him. He's Mark.
Ah,
He seems wary.
Ismark is fine.
Processing.
I know
processing.
you think he's fine, Mark, but I've been around folks like him.
I do not have a take on the manner of his physical attraction as Mark does, but I will say that he does seem to be forthright.
Physical attraction? What?
I think he means your comment about him being fine.
I wasn't talking about his physical attraction. No.
Chuck that one up to another one of Idris's jokes.
It is part of my programming.
They're still not landing, buddy.
A joke cannot land.
Honestly, I'm thankful for it.
Idris, I am tired of this place. Everyone here says you can't trust that person. That person says you can't trust the other person. No one trusts anybody here, and I don't know what to do.
I mean, I trust the Strahd fella.
He just kind
You
of puts
trust
a hand.
this Strahd fella?
Idris will put his hand here and just kind of ponder for a second. Trust each other.
Can I try and find the wine
As
cellar?
we have
Can you try to find
You
the what?
trust Strahd.
wine
cellar.
cellar.
You sure?
Have fun.
I hope you know what Nadar's doing just with that question.
He said you could try. He did not say you would find it.
I'm aware.
Rolling high doesn't make it appear into thin air.
It doesn't?
Right.
What?
Right.
If there's no wine cellar, there's no wine cellar.
Is this perception or investigation?
Investigation. So
Dang it.
to
Yep.
Millard's question, he just is going to attempt
15.
to. Where you are right now, you find nothing.
I'm gonna keep walking around till I find it.
Keep going.
Yeah.
He just is going to attempt to answer Millard's question. Best I can read, whether you agree with the answers or not, everything the man you call Ismark has said did not cause any form of irregularities in readings. Therefore, I don't believe he was attempting to misdirect or be false.
Okay.
What you're saying is Strahd is devil, since Ismark called him such many times.
That's not what he's saying. He's saying that obviously Ismark thinks he's a devil. But just because you think somebody, you can honestly think somebody's a cow, but that doesn't make him a cow.
Yes, but don't you remember him talking about the girls and how they are the pawns for Strahd and his doing? And I mean, he already told us it was his desire to bring us here for his own gain. If he just plays these games with people, why wouldn't others think of him as devil?
I do
Why don't
not
we just-
have the ability to process whether an individual is a devil or not, but logically speaking, what Millard said is accurate. It is at least Ismark's truth that this character is the devil in Ismark's vision of him.
Time.
All I'm saying is, Strahd is the only one who's helped us right off the bat. Everyone else we've talked to here has been really wary of us. They've tried to hide things from us.
Well, that's logical.
Strahd has been the only one who's come
He
out here and said,
brought us
"Hey,
here.
this is why I brought you here."
Of course he's going to help us. He brought us here for his own purpose. He knew who we were. Whereas
He just wants us on
everyone
his
else,
side.
They just showed up out of the blue. They didn't have a reason to trust us, especially if they know that people have been just popping up here for centuries for Strahd's own game. They don't know that we're not going to pick Strahd's side. Of course they're going to be wary of us.
How about we?
It's easy. Sorry. It's easy to help someone out when you when you're not threatened by them.
I think Mark is spot on there.
Elbereth, my old friend, I have not heard from you yet. What say you about this matter?
Strahd and Ismark being truthful is not really a reason enough for us to trust them, though. How about we just don't trust anyone but ourselves and just try to figure out how to get out of here?
That
I
makes
feel
sense.
like we're going to have to trust someone's word here in order to understand how to get out.
I agree.
And I'm just saying, Strahd seems like the most capable person of getting us out of here. Seems to have the best understanding of the place, and he seems to be the most willing to help us.
Willing to
don't-
help us. He kept trying to hide information.
Hey, just because he didn't answer your questions the way you wanted, doesn't mean.
He literally said, I'm not going to tell you because I don't think your tiny brain can understand it.
Well,
I
I'm
have
just the
a
person who
log
says I
of-
don't think that I have a big enough brain to understand most things. You know,
I have
I'm not all iron mighty like some people.
I have a log of the verbiage that he used, and that is not what he said.
Yeah, see?
It
Even
may not
Idris
be
agrees with
exactly
me.
what he said, but that's what he meant. He said, you are not capable of comprehending this information. He said, you emotionally cannot handle it. He said, it's better sometimes for people to find out on their own and not have someone else tell them. That's the
Sometimes
basic gist.
in this,
Ismark, do you understand the word gist?
Idris?
think-
Idris?
I think Ismark left the room. I can go on.
Idris!
If
Idris,
Elbereth
Idris,
will
stop.
throw me
Idris,
down
stop.
hallway, I might be able
Idris,
to go
no,
get him.
Stop. Idris, do you understand what the word gist means?
Yes, I am one who taught you word.
No, that is not true. Anyways,
My database says otherwise.
what? Your database is wrong.
No, I'm pretty sure he's right.
What
Is
is?
what I said the gist of what Strahd said?
I do not believe so.
Then
But-
you tell me.
In fairness, there is a shroud of mystery around this character that you encountered. I cannot read him in any way. So, in truth, I am completely blind with anything that would be going on with this character.
So you do not know if he is lying or being manipulative?
Correct. I have no consensus.
At least we know with Ismark, he is not trying to lie to us or be manipulative.
However, I can
Okay.
note that, as I said earlier, there was a very strange reading around the individual of some form of matter or substance or even entity that I do not understand how to process. And using the verbiage of one's mind or comprehension might actually be very accurate.
So you're saying he was right?
I'm saying he might be. It is not worth writing off or taking at face value.
Okay.
She's giving me a headache.
That is
Or then
probably
maybe
the
Strahd was right.
8 glasses of wine you have now drank.
It
Oh,
was
it could be
not
that too.
8. It was 3.
That's what you said
I
after
had
the
one
6th
when I
one.
sat down. No, sir. I sat down. I had 1. Then Elbrith passed me 2.
Yeah.
That's
That's
3.
3.
I
Yeah.
can count.
And then we toasted to Idris's. That's definitely 4.
No, that was one of the ones she passed me.
And then you were drinking when you were eating food earlier, so I think number is off. There was maybe 3 you drank after I popped up, perhaps.
Idris?
Oh, he's counting the dinner ones.
Idris?
Hi.
Hi. Is there a point in you talking about how much alcohol I have when you know I
Yes.
metabolize it very quickly, so I can get the buzz fine, but it drops. I cannot get to Nadar's level no matter how hard I try, sir.
This is accurate. Although your neural levels still indicate some form of inebriation.
I am on the downside of the buzz. I just had 3 glasses of wine.
Very quickly.
Downside.
All the same, I'm saying maybe take
He's-
time to process information.
It's
He's just jealous because he can't drink anymore.
true. He hasn't been able to drink for years.
I am not programmed for jealousy, so I don't know how to confirm this.
Okay.
But
do you
Elbrith is
remember-
friend, so I will
Question.
say yes, I am
Do you
jealous.
remember? Do you remember being able to drink before you changed?
No.
Ha. Remember before the change.
You gotta remember, this is
No.
Idris number 2.
This is Idris number 3, where I am concerned.
Well,
Is that
your
true,
counting skills are
Elbrith? Was there
definitely
more
down
than
now.
one made of me?
No, that
Oh,
is
there's-
not
there's
what we're
original
saying, Idris. We're
Idris.
saying there was you robotic, and now there is you holographic. 3.
I still
Just
don't
like
know what
the
that
wine.
word means.
Hmm.
Anyway, Idris,
Anyway.
thanks for the info. I'm sure we'll figure out some use for it. I guess it's kind of like you were saying before, we should probably keep your power down in case we need you later.
That is wise, old Millard. I will power down now.
Old. Goodbye, Idris.
Alright.
Goodbye, friends. Until we meet again.
Goodbye, old friend.
I guess Elbrith was just holding him the whole time, so he's like a good.
No, she put him on
No,
the
I
table.
said I put him on the
Okay.
table.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the ball's on the table then.
You know, look, guys, I think I'm gonna have to go find the Dar now. Unless
That
you want to
is
do it, Zaya.
Good idea.
Somebody's got to calm him down.
Not going to be me.
Yeah, it definitely
Not
should
it.
be you.
I can go find him.
Speaking of lava, go ahead and roll another check.
Why don't we head upstairs and get some rest? I'm
17.
sure we're all going to be rotating watch tonight.
Yeah. Who should I call? Who should I wake up for second watch? I'll take first watch.
I'll take it.
What?
I'll take it.
No, I've already
Second.
had some sleep. Oh, okay.
I'll be third watch if needed, but I do need a little bit of time to meditate and relax from that encounter. I get up, grab a piece of fruit off the table, and head upstairs.
Are you going like to bed? I take it.
Well, I'm going. Yeah. Well, elves don't go to bed; they meditate.
Well,
so I
to a
go
bedroom.
back to right. I go back to the room that I had originally been in
Sure.
to meditate again.
I'll go upstairs too.
Okay. So Zyle, did you say you were already going to? Okay, go
Trying
that
to
direction.
find the dark.
So that just leaves Mark and Millard, or did you guys go as well?
Nope.
Miller,
We already had our rest,
Put it down.
so we're just chilling.
So that just puts you two. So we'll stay with you two for right now.
all right. How are you doing, Miller?
Doing alright. Besides arguing with Ayla.
Yeah.
I know I shouldn't push the buttons, but it's just too easy sometimes.
Yeah.
Sorry again about your family.
Yeah, it's not your fault.
No, I just wanted you to know that we're still looking, you know. If we
course.
find any clues or leads.
Yeah.
How do you feel after all that's been said about them?
I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out what to do. Would you like to play a game of checkers?
You know, I ain't too good at those kind of games. Much better at cards.
There is a thing set up right over here. So I'll put you two there to where you can freely play and conversate as you wish. As they start that, we'll pan over to Zyle, who has found Nadar, who has found the wine, which was stored in the kitchen area, which he walked past first because he was looking for a cellar, but after enough investigating, found it. So Lava has informed me that he has begun drinking quite a bit of it, so Nadar is back to drunk status. So Zao, you can see
That quick,
clearly
huh?
he's been drinking it.
Objective achieved. Is that a milestone? Do we level up?
Yes,
Level up.
Nadar does.
So is he standing there in the kitchen drinking, or where's
Sit-
he at?
Well, that'd be a lava question. What would Nadar be doing?
He's just standing wherever he found it and downing it.
I'm just gonna walk in there and stand next to him. Lad, I know it's been a bit, like a whole 2 hours since you've had a drink, but maybe take it a little easy on it tonight. What you say?
He just ignores him and keeps downing.
I've seen
Yeah.
some horrors. I've dealt with some demons, and I've tried every way I can imagine to quiet those voices, but you may put a damper on them for a little while, but the next day they always scream louder.
He's just shaking his head while downing.
So get your fill and get some rest. The others are on watch.
So after Nadar finishes the keg, he's gonna just stumble off towards the bedroom.
Okay. And then for sake of, I say Zyle can realize this, so instead of being ahead of Nadar, kind of allows Nadar to to pass, so you can kind of monitor that he actually survives the climb up the stairs. So as they're making that trek, we'll actually transition to Elberth, who has made her way to the sleeping area. So Ayla has already made it to her bedroom, and Elberth is just passing it. So you're going to whichever one you would like to make your own, but you do pass where Ayla's is, and the door's open. So if you would like to have an interaction, you can, or you can choose to keep going.
I guess she'll pause and just how are you doing, Ayla? Don't let Millard rile you up.
I understand his frustration with royals, and it is new information to him that I am stupid freaking royal. But with that, he does not understand my frustration with the royals. You know, all my life, I was not a royal. I was just a plain girl who lived outside the village, lived plain life with family. Everything was wonderful. Then my father passed, and all of a sudden, in an instant, I am royal and expected to act like one. I don't even know who I am at this point. Be a royal. At some point, I have to be. But I'd rather just go back to the little cabin we had. And I don't know what to do. I need to get home. I look at her. You saw my city burn. And if it's true that Idris sent my brother back, he is probably dead as well. And being probably the only royal left, I need to get home and make sure the country is fine, even though it's a country that I could care less about. It's one I am loyal to, one I promised my brother I would take care of when came the time for me to do so.
We're working on it. We'll get you back as soon as we can, and then at that point you can redefine what royal means. You don't have to do it another way. You can just have it mean what you want to mean. And
Thanks
rule
for
the way that you want to.
I know you say that. I mean, in a sense, yes, if I am the last royal, sure, I can redefine what the royal really means. And it's not necessarily that I go, like, if I went to a different land and met the royals there that I had never met before, that I would hate them. It's just my family, which I did not even know existed until, 7 years ago? And then when I met them, they acted like I was barely existent. I mean, my uncle is amazing. He's king, or he was king, rest in peace. He was great. He loved my father, his brother. And he loved us, and he told me so many times that when he saw me that I was just like my father, and it made him so happy. he was a great man, and he truly was a great king. It was just the rest of the royals. No, it's their fault. I didn't even know about them. Their fault I didn't know what I was. Anyways, it's all said and done. They're gone, and I need to get back. But there's no point in having anxiety over it when it seems there's nothing I can do about it. I'll find a way back home, but I'm not gonna live with stress on my shoulders while doing so. I'll get back as soon as I can. But Idris is right. We need to trust each other. We've been traveling together for so long. We can't let whatever Strahd or anyone else in this country says to tear us apart.
Yeah, we're the only ones that we can trust in this land, and that doesn't mean we have to outright distrust everyone, but just make a decision each point we get to, and we'll get out of here, and then you can face that stress when it comes. But I know you're very strong, so you will be able to handle it.
Thank you. Well, I better get back to meditation. My heart is still racing from that conversation. I tried to be as calm as possible, but in reality, I am a ball of stress inside, shall I say. Anyways, thank you for talking with me. It was nice to be able to just get some thoughts out as well.
Yes, of course. Have a good meditation, and have a good night. And remember, there's always another dawn.
Well, we're in Barovia, so we will see if there actually is another dawn. Good night.
Okay. So, Elworth can proceed to the bedroom of her choosing to meditate or sleep or whatever she would like to do. So, transitioning back, kind of like in a snake format, to the stairwell, which is where Nadar and Zyle are. Nadar going up, and he rolled a save to see if he would make it up the stairs, and he is drunk and is not going to do that, so he's going to fall backwards. So Zyle, I need you to make a strength check to see if you catch the boy.
Not this again. Just a straight strength check.
The greatest enemy.
Stairs.
One.
You said a strength check?
Yep.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
That is a 4.
So you catch him.
With my face.
With all the weight in physics takes hold, and you guys go back down the stairs.
Why does this sound familiar?
Take a tumble, but these stairs are much less far, and not as much as painful. So I'm going to be nice and not have any physical damage take place, because it's not that many stairs. So
At least it came from the front this time.
yeah, but you do take a tumble and fall to the ground.
As he's going down the stairs with Nadar just winging him at you, hear a muffled, just again.
Yeah. And then does Nadar have any form of reaction?
Nadar just gets up, is still wobbly and whatnot from being drunk, and just starts making his way back up.
Just round 2. All right.
Okay.
Zal says, "You know what? All the nice things I said to you, forget it."
Roll again.
Another con save.
Uh-huh.
Well, that one is a 17.
Okay. You're good this time.
Well, I'm
So-
still wobbling. I'll make it up.
This time, Zal's being more careful and is just watching kind of from the bottom. He's like, all right, I'm going to catch him if he...
He's straight up just going to sidestep this time if he falls.
But you're not, like... I'm panning it to where Zal's not following him up the stairs this time. It's just kind of watching. So, Nadar's going up, and since you're drunk, you're kind of like, staggering, occasionally grabbing the rail or feeling for the wall, whatever is going to take purchase first. And then you get to the top of what normally there's that little, I forget the name of it, but the design
landing?
No, the top of a rail that typically has like a design of like a head post kind of.
Banister?
I guess head post is the right word, or banister. Just the fancy design is at the top of the tip of where the rail stops at the top of the stairs, and it goes to like put his hand on that, and it feels a little weird. Turns to look at it, lifts his hand, and a bat jumps on his face, and he falls back down the stairs. And this is I was just sitting here watching Nadar just sitting here flailing at this bat that is chosen to revisit you guys once again.
And is there another going with it?
We'll save that check for next episode. We'll do one last thing. We go to Millard and Mark, who are pretty deep into their game at this point, to see if you guys have any final comments before we wrap up the episode.
Yep, you get me, Mark. Another win for you. You're muted, Liam.
Mutate.
The game's not over yet. You still have moves.
Oh, yeah, no. I still have moves, but I feel like I can see the end of this game going the same it has the last 20 times we played. Just, your wisdom seems a bit higher than mine in this kind of circumstance.
Yeah, it's just pattern recognition, really.
Yeah, I can see that on a ship or in a game of cards. I just can't deal with these little figure things. They just...
So you really do trust that Strahd character?
I mean, I don't trust him as much as I trust each one of us, but he does seem to help us the most. You remember what I was saying about Ismark? The first thing he did when we woke up our companions was give him water. It just seemed like a bad sign. Something off about him. Plus, I know Elbereth also doesn't trust him as much. She didn't really speak up, but we found some kind of strange stuff in his library. Plus, I'm kind of weirded out by the body he's got in there. He says it's his father, but I found this note on him.
What note?
I look around. I didn't read it to anybody else, but I trust you more than anybody else. So I pull it out and I hand it to Mark.
Okay.
I haven't really been able to make much sense of it myself, but I figure you've been learning and all.
What? Can I read the note?
Millard hands Mark the note, and Mark looks down to read the note that was on the body of Ismark and Irina's father, as they're sitting in the room having enjoyed conversation and playing checkers. Nadar on the floor getting a bat off of his face, while Zal just kind of half enjoyed, half annoyed watches just to see the result. Elbereth has gone to her place of rest in a bedroom of her choice, as well as Ayla, and that is where we actually end tonight's episode, and we'll pick up there next week. So, good job, everybody.
We did it!
You did it.
We
You
lived.
didn't get yourself
Yay.
killed.
I
We
tried
still
so
haven't-
hard.
We still haven't answered what time the is.
What?
Time blah 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 blah.
Time dilation.
Yep. So
Because Nadar understands what time dilation is.
for all of our lovely people that are watching on YouTube, because this does go up to YouTube every Friday, thank you so much for watching. This is the point where we try to interact with chat for a little bit before we close off the stream. So you don't have to stick around unless you want to, but we will try to make it sensible so that if you do stick around, you have something to watch. But nonetheless, thank you so much for watching this episode and look forward to seeing you next week. So chat, this is the point where if you want to actually ask us questions, let them fly, because I know Nadar's internet will be hopping off soon, and Millard has a new schedule, or not Millard, but Jay has a new schedule, so he will also need to hop off relatively soon as well. So we'll kind of focus towards those two first to see if we have anything going on, and then we'll chat it out and end the night. So just nice and simple, we'll ask either of you, whoever wants to go first, what was your favorite moment of the night?
Just Nadar. Being Nadar
Nice.
at this point is like, he has a -1 in intelligence. I have to figure out how to roleplay that drunk and not drunk.
I really liked the outburst for him, for Nadar, against Ayla,
I did
because
too.
that led to.
I
to
couldn't
conversation.
remember. Like, he said that, and I
Good.
was like, right. Does Ayla know that? I couldn't remember.
Nadar hadn't shared that with
Okay, so yeah.
anyone
so she
before
doesn't-
tonight.
Okay, so she, no, as far as she could tell, said it thinking she was the only one who lost a parent.
Right.
Yes,
Right, okay.
but also not long before that, Strahd had also said that Nadar had lost everything.
Right, but that honestly could have meant anything.
Right.
Yeah, I'm
Well, I
just
mean-
summarizing because he said I helped destroy my whole city.
Yep.
Right.
I think both of those characters responded the way they should have,
Right.
honestly.
So we get extra points, so we're that closer to leveling up, yeah?
Sure.
We haven't had combat at all at level 3
Yeah.
so far.
It's not all just about combat. If you only reward combat, that's only encouraging murder hobos. What if we level up our friendship? Okay.
Yeah.
My little ponies.
Friendship is
Friendship is magic.
no,
Friendship level up.
friendship and dragons.
I'm making a
What a
shirt.
wonderful twist.
Hold on, I'm going now.
Friendship and dragons. Good gosh.
Sure.
Some people play
Friend
Dungeons and
Strahd and
Dragons.
some
It will be in the
level.
merch store
Not me.
tomorrow.
I play Friendship and Dragons.
So, Jay, same question for you. What was your favorite moment of the night?
My favorite moment was actually rolling the 1 on the persuasion, because it was like, oh, this would be really cool if like I'm able to help Mark find his family, but then it's like, oh man, this is really disappointing because I really do want to help Mark find his family, and the one chance like that comes up, it's like, you can do it, Millard. You're really good at this, and you fail, and you're
Just
like, ah.
nope.
But it's such a good moment.
Yeah.
Because it's like, he's got to be like, Mark, I'm trying my best to help you, but I'm just not good enough. So,
I dig it. I think it was a good moment. See, that's all one question in chat somewhere to see.
I think rolling in that one is like making a blunder.
Yeah.
My
Well, the-
favorite was when new viewers JJ 2051 and Infinity Bear showed up.
Yeah?
I don't know. That's all I got.
Nice. Thanks, Q,
You madman.
with the random
Thank
gifted
you.
subs.
We appreciate you.
the music was also really good.
Yeah, the music was great.
hmm
Nice
I
and
don't know if
eerie.
anyone saw my head bobbing, but yes, I did get distracted by the music.
It
Nice.
was,
Geeko!
as I admitted earlier, I kind of listen to my own Spotify account and have the D&D music muted, just because
It
it helps
was-
me
It was some
helps me
nice,
focus a little bit.
it was some nice eerie piano music.
Sounds about right.
Hello, other people joining in the chat.
Yep.
Hi.
See.
Good old
Lady
Good old Kiko jumped in.
Kiko.
Again.
Kiko! So, anyone for chat, this is kind of last call for Nadar and Millard, because both of them are going to be needing to hop off sooner rather than later. So, if you had any questions, this is the time to get them while you can. And then Ayla, if you want to, or SJ, if you want to have AJ's thing ready.
I wasn't sure if it was gonna matter since.
Oh,
Jason
the other
ran
moment that was really funny, like as far as funny moments, was when Ayla and I agreed that Idris can't tell jokes.
Fair.
Nah, he's just terrible.
Fair. And even we agree on this. It's just bad.
No, the thing though is it's not like Millard and Ayla butted heads too much before this.
Yeah, it's specifically the fact that we found out she's a royal,
Right.
which was like 4 episodes back,
Mm-hmm.
and it just hasn't hit a head until now. And the whole thing with Nadar was like, and in this situation right now, Ayla sounds like she doesn't understand what everybody else is going through. And Millard just latched on that. He's like, oh yeah, I have something against her that I kind of resent her for. And then he brings that out. And it worked really well because it's like this whole thing with Strahd where we're all like, some people doubt, some people don't.
That was my to give my answer. That was my favorite part of the episode, was the interactions between Millard and Ayla, because it's kind of exactly what was supposed to happen, more or less. So it was a very good example of showcasing what lies in wait for being in Barovia for X amount of time. Like, that's just one example, and that specific thing may not, be a long time. You guys might resolve that really quickly, but it is a good example of division that can happen pretty easily. I thought that was a very, very good moment.
I'm gonna sign off now, but I'll leave my nameplate so it might switch everybody around.
Okay.
Perfect. Which I can actually, now thinking about it, I could see.
Haha, I'm somebody different now.
I'm somebody different. I could turn that off.
Alright, I'm in chilling.
I could just turn the names off, and then it doesn't matter.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that works.
Because then they can just jumble around, as everybody now no one knows your character names anymore. But
Yeah. Did you need to? It looks like lava's gone. If you want to switch out.
right. Let's see. Let me grab him. Pull him there. Pull him there. Got it. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're good.
Okay, so
Oh, hold on.
thank you, Kiko. I really like the smoke effect. It adds like a nice little ambience to it. This is the interesting part of stream where we had just like a little bit of chat at the end of the night. So, favorite moment of the night for the rest of you guys. Richard, go.
I liked Ayla's little unload of emotions with Elbereth and how you slipped out of accent. I assume that was in character because you've done that before intentionally. I like that whole little section.
Okay.
Yeah, that was intentional. Except, however, it was not intentional for me to accidentally say a couple words still with the accent. I was just like, stop it. You're not supposed to say the accent right now. It was very minimal, but it was funny to me that I'm like, no, you're not supposed to use the accent now, but you keep using it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought that was a good moment as well. Miss Bix, same question. What was your favorite moment of the night?
I don't know. I never know how to answer a favorite like right after it happens. Sorry.
Well, one of your favorite. You don't have to say the favorite, I
I
suppose.
don't know.
What was a good
I
moment that
don't
you
know.
enjoyed?
I don't know. Ayla and Millard bickering with Idris. I don't know. Just all the little.
Yep. Always a good time. Both agreeing that Idris's jokes are terrible. All right, Liam, what about you?
Favorite moment would have to have been after after Strahd left the fight. It seemed real authentic to me, I guess. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that definitely seems true, and this goes to what I was saying. What my favorite part was, which was seeing it was like it felt like an authentic, like he just kind of left and just watched you guys kind of like pick each other apart a little bit without really having to. What's a good word? He didn't. He did. It wasn't obvious and upfront that that's what he did. Yet that was what the result was.
Hmm.
Which I thought was a perfect example of Barovia that you guys did. So, good job, players. SJ, same question. What was your favorite moment of the night?
Liked Ayla being able to like ask her questions to Strahd, and then I rolled a d20.
Yep.
So,
And then probably didn't get
that
the answer
and
you
also
wanted.
Nadar rolling down the stairs again
Which time?
twice.
Yep.
Yes, that was good.
Those are good moments.
Yeah.
I also notably really like the fact that, granted, there was no other way to do it, so it was just funny that it happened that the Idris hologram appeared with poor Ismark still halfway traumatized from having literal Strahd visit the house, and then this unknown thing that he has no clue what the heck it is just kind of appears like in Elbra's hand, no less. Just whoop. He's has no idea what to do, and he's like, "Okay, that's my cue,
man."
Yeah. He's just like, "That's my cue. I go to bed now."
Mm-hmm.
Nice cue. Nice. Any additional questions from chat itself, and then we'll also give a round robin to the players. Did you guys have any things that you wanted to point out from the episode or questions you wanted to ask? Speak now or forever hold thy peace.
I mean, I have a lot of questions that you will not
Well,
answer.
Yeah.
But that's me.
That was like, it's hard to describe, but that was almost the goal of tonight. It was like, okay, how do I give them information?
No answers.
But give them information that doesn't really answer anything, but just gives them more questions to ask.
Yeah.
It is actually hard to do because it's like I partially like want to give some of those answers. It was like, it's too early. It's way too early to.
I like to imagine you were sitting down for lunch today and you went, "How do I use a lot of words and say nothing?"
I mean, he does that all the time.
Yeah.
On a regular basis.
Funny thing is, I actually didn't think that at all, but that is kind of the result.
Kind of what happened.
Credit where credit's due, though. You did, I think, an excellent job with Strahd coming in and throwing a little bait out there,
Yeah.
and then making the group turn to infighting just with what little tidbits he threw out. You handled that very, very well, I think.
Hopefully so. And time will tell kind of like what you guys do. I mean, if it at all goes the way of what SJ and Jay kind of did with their interaction. I think it can have a lot of really good material, so I'm excited to see where that goes.
I know I was pretty quiet tonight. Zal has a lot to say about all that, but there was so much good back and forth happening. I didn't want to interrupt that flow with any of it.
Sometimes that is how you appropriately play your character, is knowing when to not talk because there's other good things going on around you. So there's just some episodes where I think that is the appropriate play. So not ashamed at all. There will be plenty more episodes for Zyle to have many words and probably more torment. Got to have a little bit more of that down the road. Wouldn't be Barovia without
All right,
pure devastation. Okay, so any other final questions before we wrap up tonight? This is the last call. We'll answer one more question if there are any, and if not, we'll end up wrapping up and then see you guys on the next week. That includes players, so if you guys have any additional questions, feel free to, or statements, or just things that you liked about the episode, whatever.
Oh yeah, Slippery Pepe is demanding that I say that today is Toys Day. T-O-I.
Yay!
It's Toys Day.
He made an Idris joke.
Terrible.
Good job.
I can't fix my cam.
He literally made an Idris joke. Good job. That's great. Well, I don't see any other questions in chat, and I think we're going to go ahead and call it a night there. So, everyone, thank you so much for sticking around this lovely ride as we go further down the rabbit hole of Barovia and getting to experience all of its lovely things to offer. But it's been really good. I've had a lot of fun just watching the players do their thing and do it very well. So it's been very entertaining for me, bare minimum. So good job to each and every one of you. And
I've got one more question. Question.
Go for it.
Is it snowy outside?
Snowing?
Is it snowy?
In Barovia?
In Barovia, yes. Where you are at the moment, no.
Okay.
If you get closer to the mountainsides, that's when you get a little more of the snow. But like in the area right now, it's more of mud and dirt. Not a lot of vegetation. Like some, but kind of like that like patchy dead grass type of thing.
Okay.
Okay, so thank you all so much for stopping by. All of you crazy individuals that keep throwing out subs. You're all insane, but we love you and we appreciate you.
We love you and we appreciate you very, very, very much.
Yep. And we look forward to seeing all of you next week for episode 14. Be on the lookout for hopefully some announcements between socials and or next week's episode announcements soon as we start trying to formulate plans and ideas for stuff as we go further down this madness of a campaign and try to really come up with some fun stuff for you guys. So hopefully look forward to that. And if you didn't get to watch all this, fret not, because it will be on YouTube in a few days on Friday. And it will be there permanently, and you can watch it whenever you want. And hopefully the vocal technical stuff isn't too bad, because I've seen stuff in chat about it all night long, so I don't know. I'll have to figure that out later. But thank you all so much for stopping by. As always, it is much appreciated. So it is that time where we're going to sign off and say goodbye. So until next episode, everybody.
Night-night.
Bye. Bye.
Bye-bye.
See you next week.
Bye-bye.